Hi, my name is Jon Bingaman, and I am a senior chemical engineering student at the University of Pittsburgh. And I'm going to take you through why I chose to go to Pitt for engineering and some of the resources that are available for chemical engineers. So a little bit about me. I am from Reading, Pennsylvania, which is a little city about an hour outside of Philadelphia, and we're known for that pagoda that you see at the top right. I also went to Exeter Township Senior High School, which is about a medium-sized school. My graduating class was around 400 students. And while I was there, I was able to take part in a curriculum that was pretty diverse. I took a lot of STEM classes. I was very involved in the music program, and I also took a lot of AP and honors courses that I was able to transfer credit over when I came to Pitt. So why I chose Pitt? When I came to visit Pitt for the first time, I noticed it was a very friendly environment. Everyone was so nice there. They were excited to be Pitt students, and that is something that I didn't see anywhere else that I visited. I was also undecided on what kind of engineering I wanted to go into. I knew I liked chemistry and math coming out of high school, but throughout my freshman year, I also got involved in coding. So it was very up in the air whether I wanted to be chemical, computer, or environmental, and Pitt gave me that opportunity to go through my whole first year without having to decide, which was great. I also knew Pitt had a great co-op program, so all those companies that they had great relationships with, I wanted to take advantage of so I can get that industry experience before I graduate. And I also knew that there was a music engineering lab in the engineering school, and also a music minor program that I could take advantage of while I was there. So specifically for chemical engineers, there are tons of opportunities that are available for you to take advantage of. These are just a few. One is minors and certificates. There are tons of minors and certificates for you to use to diversify your degree program. I personally have taken advantage of the polymer engineering minor. There's also a petroleum engineering minor and tons of certificates within the engineering school in sustainability and so on and so forth. I also took advantage of the co-op program. I worked for a company called DuPont, which is a pretty big chemical and specialty product company throughout the US and the world. And my first rotation, I got to move down to New Orleans and work in their Kevlar line, which is the material that they use in bulletproof vests, which was pretty cool. I was also able to work with that company to be able to move my next co-op rotations to Wilmington, Delaware, to work in their research facility to kind of better suit what my interests were. You're also going to get a lot of hands-on experience as a chemical engineer. In your first chemical engineering class, you get to work on a project where you make a makeshift hemodialysis project out of tons of different materials that wouldn't normally be in a hemodialysis system. So you can see that in the top left. You also do a lab every single semester as a chemical engineer, working with pieces of equipment that are basically shrunken down of what you would see in the industry. So you are getting that hands-on experience before you graduate. There's also tons of outreach projects that you will do throughout your chemical engineering degree. You get to work with K through 12 students to teach them about science and what chemical engineering is. There's also a lot of research projects that are going on all the time. Most of the professors do have research teams of graduate students with a lot of undergrads that are partaking in that research as well. I personally work with a chemical engineering professor working on a project that is to replace plastics with some bioplastics that will dissolve in the ocean, which is pretty cool. And there's also the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, which is called ACHE, and our chapter of ACHE puts on a ton of events throughout the year for professional development and social events as well. And you also get to network with a bunch of people in industry and see different companies around the Pittsburgh area that are focused on chemical engineering. Some of the extracurriculars that I've been involved in, like I said, I am involved in the music program. So I was part of the Pitt Men's Glee Club, which is an all-men's choir. We got to go and tour in Belgium and Amsterdam for the centennial of World War I, and I got to perform in Flanders Fields, which was an amazing opportunity. I also took part in the African Drumming Ensemble, which focuses on West African drumming. You can see me on the right playing a djembe. I also helped start a club called OSTEM, which is for LGBTQ plus STEM students. And if you're not interested in any of the over 400 or 600 organizations that are at Pitt, you can start your own organization, and I can attest to that. I'm also a math assistance center tutor, so I love math. It's one of my favorite subjects, and I wanted to be able to pass that on to other students to help them out because Pitt is a very collaborative school, and we love to help each other out. So moving on to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a beautiful city. It's great. And while it is a city, there's still tons of green space. Since I'm from a kind of more rural area, I wanted that green space. So Shenley Park, Soldiers and Sailors, and the Cathedral Lawn are all within walking distance from campus, so you can get that green space if you want to get out of the city every once in a while. Another noble place to go is Phipps Conservatory. which is right off of campus. You get in with your student ID, and it is a plant conservatory. It's beautiful inside, and there's tons of events going on throughout Pittsburgh all the time. One that I like to note is Picklesburg, which takes place in the summer on one of the bridges downtown, where they just sell a bunch of different pickle foods, and it's a great opportunity to be a part of. So my future plans, I would like to pursue a PhD in either polymer or chemical engineering and focus my research on sustainable materials to help solve the plastic crisis that we're facing. And then I would eventually like to work in research and development and hopefully go back into academia and become a professor. So if you would like to contact me and ask me any questions, feel free to email me at jonbingaman@pitt.edu. I'm happy to answer anything. And also please follow us on Instagram at @Pitt_engineering. I also help run this Instagram page. It is great. You get to see an inside look on different students and what is going on in the engineering school all the time. You can also scan this QR code. It'll take you straight to the Instagram page. And finally, if you have any other questions that you don't think I'd be able to answer, you can email Pitt engrvisitors@pitt.edu, and they will answer any of your specific questions on the engineering school. Thanks for watching, and hail to Pitt.